Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I've got some huge news for you all today, and it's something that's been on our wish list for a very long time. That's right, Avatar: The Last Airbender is finally getting a first ever AAA video game. If you saw my earlier video, which you can check out right here, I basically called this. I talked about my dream Avatar game, and now it looks like that dream is finally becoming a reality, but there's even more to the story, and we're going to dive into all of it, including the studio behind the game, Saber Interactive, and what their involvement means for the Avatar universe. So let's break it down. Paramount Game Studios and Saber Interactive just announced that they are teaming up to develop an action RPG set in the Avatar Legends universe, and it's being done in close collaboration with Avatar Studios, the division created by the original creators of the show, Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko. And according to them, this is shaping up to be the biggest game in Avatar franchise history. And the best part? We'll get to play as a brand new Avatar in a story set thousands of years in the past, exploring an era we've never seen before. Remember how I said Avatar games should get the Knights of the Old Republic treatment? Well, it looks like we are getting just that, and I think that is a perfect decision. We'll be able to master all four elements, take on companions, and deal with heavy decisions that come up with being the Avatar. Basically, Mass Effect in the Avatar universe, and I am so here for it. Plus, there's a promising mix of new and familiar elements for all of us hardcore fans to enjoy. But what's especially interesting here is the involvement of Saber Interactive, a true AAA studio. And this is where I want to dig a little deeper because their track record could give us some clues as to what we can expect from this game. So, who exactly is Saber Interactive? Well, they're not new to the gaming world, that's for sure. They've been around since 2001, and in recent years, they've made some big waves in the gaming industry. One of their most successful titles was World War Z, which was a co-op zombie shooter that really nailed fast-paced, action-packed gameplay. But more importantly for us RPG fans, they've just recently released Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, and that's where things get really interesting. Space Marine 2 was incredibly well received. We're talking about a game that's visually stunning, has smooth mechanics, and offers intense, satisfying combat. All things that are crucial for an action RPG like the one that we'll be having for Avatar Studios. If you've seen any gameplay from Space Marine 2, you'll know that Saber Interactive really knows how to create immersive worlds and fluid, dynamic combat, which are exactly the kinds of qualities we need in a game set in the Avatar universe. The combat in Space Marine 2 also stood out because it felt weighty and impactful, with tight mechanics that made every move feel deliberate. Translating that into the bidding combat of the Avatar world could lead to something really special. Imagine the same level of polish and attention to detail going into mastering the elements, whether you're throwing fireballs, bending massive waves, or pulling rocks from the ground. If they can capture the fluidity of elemental bending, we could be looking at some of the most dynamic combat we've seen in an Avatar game, and trust me, we've seen some very poorly received and poorly made Avatar games. Saber also has experience with larger scale battles and creating massive environments for players to explore. In Space Marine 2, the environments felt epic and lived in, and I think that's going to be crucial for Avatar. Whether you're wandering through the ancient air nomad temples, Fire Nation ruins, or the bustling Earth Kingdom, the world of Avatar needs to feel alive, and I think Saber is more than capable of delivering that. Of course, no studio is perfect, and there are always a few things to keep in mind. While Saber has delivered some great action and spectacle, RPG elements like deep storytelling and meaningful choices and character development will be crucial to really capture the spirit of the Avatar, and of being the Avatar. They've nailed the action side of things, but balancing that with storytelling is going to be key. The Avatar universe is known for its rich lore and emotional depth, so it'll be important for Saber to bring that level of heart and nuance to the game. And given that Avatar Studios is working closely with them, I'm hopeful they'll strike the balance between epic action and a heartfelt narrative. Avatar is a story about balance after all, and so it'll be interesting to see how that translates into the decisions we'll make as players. And I really love that this is set 1,000 years in the past because our decisions won't necessarily dictate what's going to happen with, Aang or Korra. Just like with Knights of the Old Republic, it happened so far in the past that it doesn't affect things like Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader because it can go in any way. And think about the title of Avatar. It's called Avatar Legends. That's what the name of the new, overarching world is. It's not just called Avatar Last Airbender. It's not called Legend of Korra. It's called Avatar Legends. And it will be great. Again, I talked about this in my previous video, but I'm just going to reiterate it here. It is really cool to have an idea that we have our own legend that we create, which could be true and not true. Like, it can be canon and not canon at the same time, in the sense that, you know, some legends get lost to time and we just don't know what happens to certain avatars. Now, while we wait for some more details on this new RPG, there's another Avatar video game in the works, a competitive multiplayer fighting game from Maxim Entertainment. This game, set in the Avatar universe, will enter open beta in 2025, and it's going to give us a completely different experience from the RPG. We'll get to test our skills as benders, going head to head in what I imagine will be some seriously intense elemental duels. And non-elemental duels, you know, we gotta represent Sokka and Jet in there as well. We already got a taste of this in Nick's All-Star Brawl, but I'm really looking forward to a fighting game dedicated to Avatar and Avatar alone. Maxim Entertainment's CEO says that they're super excited to bring this project to life, and while they don't have a ton of details yet, it's safe to say that both games are shaping up to give us two very different ways to engage with the Avatar world. The RPG will be about exploration, storytelling, and action, while the multiplayer fighting game will let us go toe-to-toe with other benders in competitive matches. But I want to hear what you think. What excites you the most about an Avatar RPG? What would you do first? Who would your companions be? And most importantly, what animal companion would you choose? Or maybe you're more into fighting games. Let me know in the comments below, and check out this video up on screen if you're a fan of Avatar. I'll catch you on the next one, and as always, peace, love, and remember, be water, my friends.